Hello and welcome again to the Spaghetti Junction podcast. My name is Bruce.
Mine's Gareth.
And we talk about things. We just don't know where they're going to go.
Oh, exactly. I just did a checkup on our last episode, which was all about how we actually quite like J.K. Rowling's.
Yes.
That has gone, let me just tell you right now, we are on 174 views in one day. No, not
Brilliant.
in one day, about 174 views, yeah.
That's cool.
And we have one comment that says J.K. Rowling is a loser.
Well, when you don't have an argument, you resort to insults. So that's exactly. Understandable.
And we're up by two subscribers. We're on 73 now. We're on 71.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, so we lost 2 subscribers.
When? No, I said we were on 71. Now we're on 73.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were on 73.
Gosh,
man.
Damn it. No, I specifically said we're on 73 when we used to be on 71.
Oh, sorry.
Clean out your ears, boy.
My bad.
Yeah, damn right it is.
I defer.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, so we've maybe gained 2 J.K. Rowling fans. J.K. Rowling fans.
Hey, who knows? Maybe they just, in their anger, they by mistake press the subscribe button. It's possible.
Hey man, I'll take it.
We'll take it whenever it comes, eh? So you were saying, and obviously people, you'll see that the clarity isn't great. For me, it's not good. I'm just trying to set up a better camera like I used to. So I'll be doing that next week. Bruce's as well. It's just unfortunate with the weather and stuff. Sometimes it'll be clear and sometimes you won't be. So, but yeah, I also need to be clearer. I look a little bit fuzzed. Even on an expensive laptop, it doesn't matter. That's what I love about webcams. When I got you that expensive webcam, and it still didn't change anything. It just makes you realize that webcams in general aren't that brilliant.
You'd expect better. You'd expect more in 2024, wouldn't you?
Exactly. Yeah. So you're jamming tonight and tomorrow night, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. I got a busy weekend. I got 2 solo gigs in a row. So tonight is at one of the swanky sort of private residential estates in Joburg, which is out in the northern suburbs. And then tomorrow night I'm back in Krugersdorp at the Tequila Rock at Silver Star Casino, which is turning into a bit of seems like it's a once a month regular gig. So it'll be nice if I can get to, it'd be nice to get to sort of regular once a month at different venues, so that you're not playing too often at one venue, because that just gets boring for me and the audience. But then if you can kind of move around and circulate with a group of other musicians, it's really cool. So here's working towards that.
That's good, bud.
Yeah, getting busier, which was the goal.
Yeah. That's good, man. My news is that this week I booked my mum's flight ticket to New Zealand. So that's pretty cool. Brilliant.
When she come, when is that?
All done. Dusted and done and dusted, as they say. The 16th of August. And then she'll be with me for 3 weeks. And then she'll fly to Australia, spend about a month and a half or 2 with her sister, and then back home.
Brilliant. And when she's visiting you, where will she be staying? Will she be staying in the house with you, or will she have
2 other guys in the house? So that'd be weird.
Yeah, I know. I was just checking. Maybe there was an extra room.
But would you put your mum in a house with 2 other guys?
I don't know. My mom's pretty cool. She'd handle it.
Yeah. No.
Well, no. I'm okay. What? She got to? Okay. All right. So not staying with you, basically. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I thought it kind of would make sense. But anyways,
where's she? And how long is she going to stay with you for?
Compared to you and your mum, I would not have my mum stay in a house with myself and 2 other guys. This just doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure. I'm still finding her a place, but I'm thinking it's a place about 20 minutes drive from me. It's on the beachfront. It's like a mini apartment. So she'll probably stay out there for most of the time. In about 4 or 5 days, she's going to go see. I'm taking you down to the bottom of the North Island to see one of her best friends that she hasn't seen in like, I don't know how many years. Brilliant. So that'll be good. Yeah. So, yeah. And then throughout the whole time, you know, I've got things organized and we'll stay over. Like the one when she comes, when we're driving back from her friends, we're going to go to Hamilton.
Okay.
Because it's got 2 really big things. The one is the botanical gardens, which unfortunately in August is going to be not as flowery, but that's one of the biggest in the country. And the other thing, which won't matter with the weather, is Hobbit Town. We're going to go there.
Oh, of course. Oh, flip. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Damn cool. I said to my mum, I mean, if that's going to be okay, she was like, of course I want to go see it. So yeah, that's quite cool.
Yeah. Because it is the set that they created for the movie.
That's one of the sets, yeah, that's right. It's the like actual set from the movie, yeah.
Brilliant.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm going to stay over there for a night and then drive back home. And
how long is she going to be there with you for?
I might have mentioned it before, but 3 weeks.
No, I don't think you said.
You know what? I'm going to replay this later, and then on the next episode,
oh, Jesus.
I'm going to tell you exactly what indentation on the timeline I told you.
In the spirit of absolutely no competition whatsoever.
No, of course not. No competition.
No.
I just want to prove that I'm right. Yeah, it's really not a competition because I've already won it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's no challenge.
Whoa.
There's no challenge. If I did say it, then it's obviously anyway. So yes, I'm going to tell you next week.
Okay, cool. You do that, bro.
Good. I would rerun it now, but it's not really possible. So
I'll be sitting on the edge of my seat waiting with bated breath. I shall be. Yes.
Yeah. So 3 weeks, and then she's So and I'll have 3 weeks off work. And then when my mum's down with her friend for those 4 days, I'm going to go to one of the biggest nature reserves in the country and spend like 3 or 4 days up there.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. Yes.
Yeah, doing walks and photography and just hanging out, having a break that just myself that I haven't really had away from home ever. So that'll be quite nice as well.
Yeah, good reward. Nice.
It is nice, Bruce. It is very nice.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. So I found these 2 conversation pieces, whatever you want to call it, about our beautiful country, South Africa, where you reside. I used to. Like 2 interesting one of them I find very funny. The other one you would definitely do not find funny, which is the load shedding multiple levels now.
What else can you do but laugh these days?
And then what I wanted to chat about also was that the number of name changes that the government's just like saying, okay, I'm going to find as many names that I do not like or that has any form of, I don't know, unrainbow-like wording, and we're going to change it all. It's hilarious.
which they've been doing since 1994. I can't believe
they've been doing it, but what we're talking about is it's a kind of recent thing that's being discussed, and it's still, as you say, it's still being carried over. But this is now very, this is now a big list of like what they're going to do. And obviously so waste taxpayers' money as countries do, because they think that they just have to change names, because I don't know why the reasoning is. Yes, they have already changed a lot. They don't have to change almost every single country, town or city's name, because the amount of money that's spent on it is ludicrous.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's still got a lot to do with town names that were synonymous with the past, with the apartheid era, with all of that, and they want to sort of get rid of all of that stuff.
Well, there's one called Crystal Park. Now, Crystal Parks does not sound like a pre-apartheid days. Princey doesn't sound like it. Dendron doesn't sound like it. I'm sorry, but it's like as if they just got like somebody sat down and had a bit of like Red Bull, and they were giving their like full allowance just to take any name that they put their name. I mean, that they put their finger on the map and they say, just go, just have fun. We'll see you back in like another hour or so, and whatever you put your finger on it, you know, we're going to change it just because you can. Yeah,
I think they also maybe it does have quite a bit to do with the fact that those main provinces are still very much ANC run provinces, and they want to come in and and they want to change. They just want to change the more.
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, because a lot of them are sort of, you know, Afrikaans names, and they want to change those over to.
But not all of them. Not all of them. It's like, sorry, it's like literally they just got tired of wasting money. They're okay, how else can we waste money? And let's just throw it at some random that we even, I reckon with you that not all of them are pre-apartheid days names. They're just just happens to be names that were in a country that happened to have apartheid going. But a lot of the names, I mean, because otherwise they might just, I mean, like, read some of them. Sorry, I don't even live in the country anymore, and I'm like all like passionate about this. But I mean, the point being, it's like, what are you changing my names for, Gareth? You're New Zealand. It doesn't matter, okay? No, it just speaks of the government's continuation of the problem of just wasting taxpayers' money. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to spend. I don't know how much. I'm trying to find out online, and I can't read it yet. I can't find it yet. I would imagine it would go into millions, because you literally have to change every road sign throughout the whole area.
Correct.
You know, new posts. New polls maybe. I mean, it's a large thing to do. Yeah, and it's. How do you feel, Bruce?
At this stage, I don't know. You know what's quite funny is you probably know more about what's going on in my own country than what I do.
It's funny actually. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
because I'm not listening to the radio, therefore I'm not listening to the news.
But I don't listen to the radio. I just read.
But I don't know. But obviously, we're reading different things, because I'm not reading this stuff.
It's fair enough.
But I'm also, but I'm not surprised. I mean, like I said, they have been changing geographical names for a long time. They have been changing it for a while. So, yes, that's right. And this is quite interesting, because there's still it's over 1,500 geographical features, and 85 of those are different towns. So 85 is just it's a smaller fraction of a much larger group of places that they're trying to rename.
Yeah.
So it's not just towns, you know. I'm surprised not more have in Gauteng, my province, has been changed, but it seems like it's predominantly Limpopo, Eastern Cape, Free State, whatever.
So hopefully this is bringing a bit of joy to people who used to live in South Africa and are out of the country. Well, hey, you know, just like me, learning something. Look, well, let's just find one or two just for the heck of it. Go away, mosquito. So we have, and also the like amount of names. Sorry, I'm just going through this all. I mean, there's even they've even changed a non-Afrikaans word, which is Ixopo, Ixopo, and they're now changing that again to Ixopo.
Yes, there's quite a few that are already.
Make up your mind.
Yeah, like Umdloti is now Mdloti.
I know, just
So they've changed one letter in KwaZulu Natal.
It's like, why?
Amanzum Toti is now Emanzum Toti.
It's seriously like they just had nothing else to do.
Mafikeng is now Mahikeng.
Oh, gosh, dude.
And then but now they want to change Grahamstown, hey?
That's right.
That's crazy.
Grahamstown's like a big, especially with the art scene and so forth. I mean, it's a big thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean you've got to say the word Grahamstown in the right way. You've got to say Grahamstown. G-Town, bro.
G-Town.
And that's quite funny, it's quite funny. They want to change it to Makanda.
I know. It doesn't have the same ring,
put a W in front of that and becomes a Disney movie, man. Wakanda.
It's that close. I wouldn't be surprised in another year. They're like, you know what? We really don't like that. But they won't know what Wakanda is. They'll just say, you know what? This is a much better name. Let's just call it Wakanda. And,
you know what? Grahamstown's new motto will be Makanda forever.
Probably. There's another one. Oh, I mean, there's multiple. Here's another one that doesn't make sense. So we have Berlin, which is maybe it's Afrikaans. I don't know. Wait, how about we just go with Mount Fletcher? Now, to me, it doesn't sound pre-apartheid days, Mr. Fletcher. It could be anybody, I guess. But just the name Mount Fletcher doesn't really ring to me of anything. So now that's going to be changed to, I can't even say it. I mean,
I can't pronounce that one either.
I mean, it's just like, and like, I mean, the new, like, geez, I've been in the country for a while. Graaff-Reinet.
Graaff-Reinet, yeah.
Yeah. Now has two possible names.
Do they want to change Graaff-Reinet? Where was that one?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
That was in 2023. That's down the bottom. So that was get it in the 2023.
Oh, yeah.
I know, that's what I said. So Graaff-Reinet is either going to be Robert Sobukwe or Fred Hafke. I'm going for the Fred Hafke. It just sounds funny. Fred Hafke. So where are you going this weekend? Me and the kids and the dogs. We're going off to Fred Hafke. It just doesn't rhyme.
I've heard. I remember the name Robert Sobukwe definitely, but I don't know.
Yes,
Fred
not
Hafke
Fred Hafke. Or we have Aberdeen, which is Kamdabu. Kamdabu.
Kamdabu is a name that it's a name that I know from a while back. I don't know if it was Kamdabu, then got changed to Aberdeen, and now they want to change it back. I don't know.
No, the original name was Aberdeen.
Okay. Then unless Kamdabu,
that's what I remember it was.
Unless Kamdabu is another area, I'm not too sure, but I do know that name from somewhere.
No, I would imagine it's not the same one. It's a very random, strange name. I don't think there's probably will be more than that in the country.
Oh, jeez, I don't know, man. It's.
I mean, to me, I guess it's not a major thing, but I know that, and it has been happening here in New Zealand, where some people, or there's a demographic that I know that I would imagine is in every country. It would be in South Africa as well, within the non-indigenous, we can say, people being frustrated that the names that they lived with and that they are now being changed, to other. It's like in New Zealand, the government's trying to change a few of the names into Maori names.
Yes.
And obviously there are people who feel very threatened and no, you can't change our name. Now you're pandering to the Maori people and blah, 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 blah. And I'm wondering if that's also a thing that happens. I would imagine that would happen in South Africa as well, or in any country. Where there's name changes, there's always going to be people who aren't happy and see it as a negative and see it as their culture and their way of life being taken over.
Yeah. My other thought is also on the other side of that, are some of these name changes not more in line with the tribal demographics that have inhabited that area for a long time, and they want to go back to having a name that
it's possible,
identifies them as like because I mean, what have we got? We've got 11 official languages in the country, and like
exactly,
and 9 of them are black languages, you know, from our different black tribes, in whether it's Sotho, Xhosa, or Zulu or whatever. So I've got a feeling that a lot of those name changes are possibly to do that, to be.
But don't you think it's overkill or not?
It might be, and it's spending a lot of money that could be spent in other ways. Not that our government actually understands how to spend money in proper ways.
No, exactly.
That's a discussion for another day.
But yes, they shouldn't be spending this amount of money. I mean, I feel that sometimes this is just being used to make a point. Like, for example, Brandfort or like Brandfort, the name that they're going to give it is Winnie Mandela. So you're going to travel and live in Winnie Mandela. How does that make like rational sense? Or Pomeroy, you're going to be living in Solomon Linda.
Yeah, the Brandfort thing being changed to Winnie Mandela. There was a thing about that town that was for a long time was synonymous with Winnie Mandela. I'm not sure if she was from there or something happened there or something. But there was I remember the Madam and Eve comics back in the day. And there was they did a whole string of comics where Winnie Mandela was talking about Brandfort comics, but I don't know I can't say that. I can't tell you the history of that story.
Yeah, but I mean, to call it, fair enough, that'll make sense. But to call a town or a city, whatever it is, a person's name, why not just call it Winnie Melina? You know, Winnie Hysteria. That sounds like a disease, but you know, something that's not like I live in Winnie Mandela. That just sounds weird, slightly dodgy, to be honest.
There's a town now that they've named in Northwest. There's no name, there's no old name, but the new name is Wigwam.
Yeah, why Wigwam?
Like, well, maybe they're trying to find solidarity with our Native American Indian brethren up there in the Northern Hemisphere. You know, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a plethora of them in South Africa. Absolutely, roaming. Yeah. Look, I mean, there is Piet Retief, which is somebody's name. So I guess I guess you can use someone's name. But it's just because of the connotations and you know, just in general, you know, with like Winnie Mandela and so forth. You know, the fact that, you know, that Winnie Mandela and so forth, it's just, I don't know, it's just a weird, I don't know, it's just a strange thing. Oh, that's just
What's funny is when I think it gets overkill is when they're changing one letter in the name.
Yeah.
And you're like, now you got to change all those signs. You got to go to Google Maps and you got to ask them to change it. You've got to go to all that just to go from Mafikeng to Mahikeng.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. But hey,
I just think it's oodles of money. Going across now to the load shedding thing.
Yay!
Do you want to? Supposedly there's now it's now split up the full load into load shedding blocks, with stage 16 being the new maximum, where effectively power will be out for a full 32-hour cycle.
3 days.
32-hour cycle. If you're reaching 16.
Sorry, that's more than 3 days.
No, a day and a half. What are you watching?
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm
3 days.
Sorry, my bad.
You definitely
my mistake.
you definitely have been affected by Eskom in such a bad way that you can't do mathematics.
Well, considering we haven't had load shedding for almost 2 weeks, things are actually pretty cool.
For how many weeks? 3 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks we haven't had load shedding. So
yeah,
we've had continuous power since the 8th of April, which is apparently one of the longest periods of uninterrupted power since I think 2022.
Yeah. That's scary.
Which, yeah, so it's been quite pleasant, I must say. It's like you go to bed with power and you wake up with power. It's quite a novel experience.
That's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah. it's quite nice not to get notifications from the Eskom tracking app on your phone telling you that load shedding's been implemented.
Yeah.
So that's been quite nice. Obviously, it's probably not gonna last. Obviously, going into winter. And that, but yeah, they do reckon it's just the grid is not actually under as much strain as usual. I think so. It's really got nothing to do with. Apparently, it's got nothing to do with Eskom. It's not like Eskom's improved.
Yeah.
But what they do say is that they reckon it might be because so many people, either individuals or entities or companies or whatever, have gone the backup power route, solar, whatever, that you don't the strain on the grid is not as bad. But what happened last week, Flip, I didn't tell you this.
No, tell me.
On that Friday, sort of, I think, we did our podcast, and then at exactly 12 o'clock that afternoon, power went out, and we were like, okay, something's. My first thought is, okay, it's not load shedding, so something's broken and something's blown up.
Yeah,
substation's probably on fire somewhere or whatever. And then, fortunately, about 3 hours later, the power came back on. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
but the area, but there was a much bigger area that was affected at least out to Rand Park Ridge, which is about 12 k's away from me.
Yeah.
And that was it was tree fellers. They flippin' felled a tree, and it fell on some pretty important cables and knocked out the power for a massive area, including us. But they got us fixed quite quickly, which I was thankful for. But down at work, when I had to teach on the Saturday, we had no power the entire time we were teaching. So and our battery backup had run out during the night. So no internet access, no lights, intermittent cell phone reception, and intermittent mobile data reception. So yeah, that was a fun day.
Well, I guess they were saying this is something that you've been missing. Do you miss us yet? Because you haven't had them for so long. They're like, you know what, we're just going to make them aware that we do still have the power to screw things up.
Yeah, it just took them, I think until the end of Saturday to restore the power, because it was a big area, a big problem. So
yeah, because I'm sure your first reaction was probably, damn it, it's Eskom again.
Yeah, I don't even react, man.
You don't really care.
I'm like, oh, power's off. Okay.
Okay, well, let me read you through some of these load shedding that you may. So let me just read you through some of these. All right. So right now, supposedly, what is the highest one? 8, correct, or 6? Was it 8?
So far, it's been 8 as the highest.
Okay. So
which we've never gotten to basically yet.
Well, good luck. You're going to go to 16. They said
that's
screw you.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think it'll go that far, but anyway, so 8 is 40% load. Of the load shedding. 40% demand and 40% reduction. Then it just goes all the way down to, let's say 10 is 50% demand and 50% reduction, all the way down to from stage 11, the load curtailment is essentials only.
Yeah. So
from 11 all the way down to 16.
So if we look at it in terms of just blocks of time, stage 8 is 4 4-hour periods of no power.
Yes.
And that's within a 24-hour. That's within a 24-hour period. Eh?
So okay, just to make sure your math is good, what does 4 hours blocks mean in hours?
It's 16.
Okay, well done. Carry on.
Okay, so in 24 hours, because you can't have 16 hours and 20 in 12. So there we go.
You see, I'm just making sure. Carry on. Yes.
There we go. So yeah, so 16 hours of no power in a 24-hour period. That's stage 8. That was the worst.
That was the worst. Yes, 16 hours a day.
I like how they give us the whole list of the blocks and everything, and then stage 16, all it says is power off.
Power off.
That's brilliant.
That is good, eh?
So there's nothing we can do. Sorry.
Just the power's going off.
Yeah, light the fire.
That is funny, eh?
Stage 15. Stage 15. One 30-hour. 30 hours without power. I can't even.
I mean, what do you do?
My brain can't brain that, bro. I can't.
Brain the brain.
Yes. My brain's not braining, bro. Yes, no. I win. Oh,
It's like literally tuck your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye, man.
Pretty much. Yeah, we'll see. Look, we're gonna get back to it now in winter. It's gonna get worse.
Winter's where it crashes, yeah.
I need to go and get my gas bottle filled and all that. But now, you know,
did they say why you've been so fortunate the last? It sounds really funny when you're asking someone in a country, you know, which like me, I'm used to the power goes off and on. So it sounds as funny to be talking to someone and say, hey, what is the reason why you were so fortunate having power? You know what I mean? It's like, that's when you know. So I mean, what was the reason why you guys have been so fortunate to actually have back what you should have had, so to speak?
Well, like I did say earlier, it's just the grid is not under as much strain apparently. So it's got nothing to do with Eskom doing anything better. It's just the grid, the infrastructure at the moment is just not under as much strain.
Which means what? Because it used to be an issue. So what's happened over the last few weeks?
Yeah, well, it's just maybe my possible reasoning. Look, I haven't gone into it, but my reasoning is that a lot of people have are not using Eskom power. You know, they're using solar, they're using backups, all that kind of thing. So therefore, it's just not. I don't know. I don't have an answer. So I'm just happy that it's happening.
You know what? You don't need an answer right now.
But what's really funny, and this must be hilarious to people outside the country looking in on this, and they're like, "What the hell?" Is like,
I know.
You know what's really funny is the last couple of weeks, Eskom was making quite a big effort in saying, "Listen, we'll give you more power. We'll try and see if we can ease the stuff." So, but you were still getting notifications that the power was going to go off. You know, you have a schedule, so it's quite nice. You know, at least you got a schedule. Like, okay, cool. The power's going off at this time. I can now plan around that, and at least still have a productive day. The problem is your app tells you the power's going off at 12 o'clock. 12:30 comes and the power still hasn't gone off. Then you get annoyed. You get annoyed because you have power. You get annoyed because the power hasn't gone off. You're like what is it?
The bottom line is that the government can't do anything right. They can't even do a damn app right. But I agree with you. I always find it funny how people got pissed off because they still had power, but they shouldn't have had it. That makes no sense.
In the app's defense, the app is not run by the government. It's people it's people who have got inside information as to the scheduling, and they very kindly created an app to just ease our stress. But then they've maybe also got limited information. Like, okay, cool, we know this is the schedule, this is what we're putting on the app, but now Eskom is deciding, okay, no, we're not going to switch your power off. But there's still the information still keeps coming through that's the schedule. So it's not. They've done an amazing job with being very accurate with it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So at least there is that. So you can. So when there is active load shedding, you can actually still like plan your day and go, okay, cool. This is what I need to do. Oh, flip, I need to do a lot of washing before this time, or that kind of thing. And it is what it is. And some areas are definitely more reliable than others. A lot of places do complain that the power doesn't go off when the app tells them it's going to go off. But fortunately, like in our area, you could almost set your watch by it. It was that reliable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
I would just love to know, like, who has the power to that one big switch. Then you go, ha ha, boink, they switch it off. That's going to be a lot of power. I mean, excuse the pun, but a lot of power for one person to have the power, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. You know what it is? I just picture somebody in a big white room, and all there is in the white room is just a wall full of switches. It says Johannesburg.
With different areas, yeah.
And it's just all, and he just stands there like, huh. Boom. Huh. Boom.
And he's got a clipboard. He who holds the clipboard holds the power.
And like that's his only job. That's like his only job is
like
just
Dr. Evil vibes.
He just stands. Exactly. He like literally will have one big chair there and just the whole. And then once in a while there'll be a screen showing one area which is dark, and he goes.
And he's sitting there. He's sitting there, and all you see is a hand stroking a cat. He's like Blofeld in the James Bond movie. Dr. Evil vibes. Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly. But they wouldn't they wouldn't use that cat because that's cultural appropriation, and and if they are keeping all the names local, then it has to be some form of a local animal. It can't be a cat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what it'll be. It'll be a Dassie. No. It'll be what are they called? A meerkat, just like this watching.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. We'll
wrap this up for us.
Yeah. South Africa is a fun old time. To wrap up, go to elections on the 29th of May. Okay. So we'll see what sort of fright the ANC gets after that election. They're still going to remain in power, I think, but there are certain other political entities that I think are going to gain a lot more following.
It'll be interesting to watch what the new party that's been formed by the disgraced, once in prison but was let out from prison because he was sick, but he really wasn't sick. What's his name again?
Jacob Zuma.
Zuma, yeah, he now has his own party. It'll be interesting because you have the ANC, then you have old what's the guy who like speaks nonsense and he's like what is the one? He's like yes, yeah. So you have ANC, you have Julius, and then you have Mr. Zuma. It'll be entertaining. I won't lie.
We just cannot have the EFF get into power.
No, I don't know. They won't ever be able to. I don't think, just based on numbers. They don't have enough numbers. The ANC is way too big. They won't.
If it came down to a choice, the lesser of the two evils is the ANC.
Exactly. On that positive note,
that was a good chat, man. I enjoyed that.
It's a Debbie Downer right at the end. But apart from that, thank you for being part of our interactions. I think we're on our way to hitting 120 episodes, I believe. Oh wait, our last episode was 120th episode.
Wow, jeepers!
We've been talking for 120 times.
No wonder my mouth is so dry. Flipping off.
That's not funny. Anyways, so I mean, and like if that works out to be, I'm going to check your maths quickly before we finish. If
Well,
on
please do.
average, let's just say on average, because it is actually more. But if on average, every episode that we did, 120 of them, was 30 minutes, how many hours does that make that we've been talking for? Good luck. Leave it in the comments,
30 times
people.
120? Hold on.
Yeah, so it's six. Yeah, exactly. So it's 30 minutes times 120.
It's 360.
360 hours.
Mm.
Are you sure? No.
Well, that's what the calculator says.
No. You know what? Leave it. Let's just move on. Is Bruce right or is he not? Leave it in the comments. That is my final say. Bruce, say goodbye. Bruce, say
like,
goodbye.
comment, subscribe, and share, and do all that stuff.
Right.
And we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. As I switch the button, goodbye now.